welcome to the Fling Show. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. How you doing, Mr. Himmeline?
I'm doing fine, doing good. How's it going?
It is just awesome. After this weekend, I'm finally a little regenerated. I got to sleep a little bit.
Yeah, lots of golf. Watched a lot of golf. I think that's the most I've watched live, maybe in my life. And then I went and got the USDGC package, and I was watching that leading up to the match on Sunday, and I got to man, what a great battle that was. And I know the YouTube stuff's not out yet, but check out the USDGC. It's epic. I've watched it as much as you can on the coverage through the years, and this was hands down the best viewing experience I've ever seen. It was amazing. They had a live drone. The segues were perfect. Great coverage from Central Coast. Really good stuff. But so yeah, I kind of OD'd on watching golf, but we watched some great golf with the rec division, and getting to hang out with Travis and all those guys. And Jordan, met him the first time we really hung out, and so we got to see Jordan do his thing and took down the rec division. We're gonna have him on tonight, and then Meredith's gonna cover somebody that I'm excited to get to know. She took down the JBO this weekend, and Meredith's going to talk to Chrissy Fountain.
Awesome. Yes, we have Chrissy Fountain here, our champion. I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you for joining us. I've been noticing we kind of battled back and forth in our time together, but I noticed that you leveled up with your touring van. And with that said, what have you been going out to experience? You're on tour now?
Not officially, unfortunately, yet. Whenever COVID became a thing, it gave me the opportunity to just kind of step away for a little bit. I was kind of in a little bit of a slump towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year. And so whenever COVID hit, I stepped away. We bought the van. We got right to work on it. And it was just a really good, just a mental break for me from disc golf. And so when tournaments started back up, I made my schedule, and I just kind of tried to go into it with a different mindset. And it's been really good. It's been really fun. And going to Jonesboro and competing with all of those ladies, it's kind of, I guess, proven to me that, I can compete. And so it makes me excited for what the future holds, because I do want to tour. That's the goal. That's why we bought the van, and that's why we're working on this. And so, I think probably what I might try to do is just get my feet wet, maybe, try 4 weeks or 6 weeks, and, do a little like mini tour, I guess, and see how it goes, and just go from there.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Seeing you slay that course with that 400 plus flick in the wind, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So, it was great to experience that. And I'm so proud of you. I really, really am. I was so excited to compete against you, and I had high hopes, but either way, it was good to see you. It was beautiful. So
it was a great battle.
Yeah, it was. Heather did amazing as well. So it's really cool. And she came 6.5 hours down to compete with us. So, and I know you had about half of that of a drive to compete. So thank y'all for coming down to Houston.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. My parents live in Alvin, and so it's like a double bonus for me. I get to come down and visit my folks and play disc golf, and I just try to come down to Houston anytime that I can. It's a really good change of scenery for us, because we play a lot of disc golf in Austin, and don't get me wrong, I love the Austin disc golf community to death. But anytime that you can, change up your scenery and change up your competition, I think it's always really good. Which is why I was really excited to be playing Jonesboro. I was kind of bummed out that it was the same weekend as Texas State's whenever I found that out. But I was committed. I was like, no, we're going to go to Jonesboro. It's going to be good. And, it was really good getting to play against different people. I got to play on a card with Missy Gannon and Vanessa Van Dyken. And I mean, those are people who I look up to, and I watch them on the TV, and I'm like, man, they're good. And so to be playing against, different ladies of that caliber was just such an honor. There was one time specifically where there's this hole that you have to clear 150 feet of land, and then another 150 feet of water. And there's this really tiny island that you hit. And if you land anywhere outside of the island, you have to go to a drop zone. And I was bottom of the box, And so I see, Emily Beach, who's another lefty. She just like crushes this lefty backhand. She's parked. And then I see Missy Gannon throw, and she's parked. And then I see Vanessa, same thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't let up. This is insane. These girls are so good. So I just had to keep telling myself, like, I can do this. I've made this shot. You can do this. Don't be intimidated. And I just went out there and I got a birdie on it. So, it's little things like that that just help keep me in the right, frame of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kimmy here has a question for you.
Yeah,
Sure.
First of all, congratulations on your play out there at Jonesboro and then JBO.
Thank
and
you.
all that. It's exciting, and it's really cool to see happening right here close to us. I was just looking at your PDGA profile, and it says Manor, which happens to be like one of my favorite places in the world to play disc golf.
Manor, yep.
Love that course. And
Yep.
So how do you play there? Or, I mean, I know it's pretty rugged.
I can't say that Manor is my home course, even though I live in Manor. We do play it mostly in the months between November and March because that's whenever it's the friendliest. But it's a great course, and the weekend before Jonesboro, there was actually a big tournament out there, the Manor Mash. Which there was also another all women's tournament at Wells Branch in Pflugerville the same weekend. So, obviously I wanted to play with the ladies, but my husband was out there playing in Manor, and I went and walked out there with him. And, after the first 9 holes, I was like, oh yeah, I'm glad I'm not playing in this tournament. It's tough out there.
It's a rugged Texas golf. Well, congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks again for coming on the show.
Oh yeah,
Thank you guys for having me. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And before we move along, I want to give a shout out to our Chick Station Chains, our local Chick Station Chains. We had Susie Barajas, I believe I said that right. She got a rec champion, and then Chloe Foster moved up to intermediate, and guess what? She's our intermediate champion.
That's awesome.
Chloe.
So
Congratulations.
exciting. All right.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Just wanted to shout that out. Meredith had a blast playing with you on Saturday at Jack Brooks, and I look forward to our next tournament together.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
What do you got for 2 minutes tonight, Chris?
Oh, we got a lot more than 2 minutes this evening.
no.
Besides this weekend
right
being,
back.
yeah, you might as well go ahead and take a break. But besides this weekend being an incredible amount of golf, as Hemi had said, we did attend the Northside Chain Gang. They're going to be having their votes coming up on November the 3rd. We're going to be having each one of the members who are running for office. I believe it's going to be only for vice president, secretary, and for sergeant of arms are only the 3 positions, and corsar. Those 4 positions are going to be open, and there are people running for each one of the offices. Currently, AP Anthony Perkins is running unopposed as the president, but those votes will be November the 3rd. I believe for 1 week we're going to be doing those votes. We're also going to be having all offering to all of the people who are running. If y'all want to come on to the Fling Show and give your reasons why you want to be those in those positions for this cabinet, please feel free. We are going to have those times for y'all to come on. We'll be getting a hold of each one of y'all individually. Second, we want to also just congratulate everybody who played in the reg division this weekend. Thank y'all so much. We cannot have a tournament like this without participation, the participants that we had this weekend. We really, really appreciate it as a team. I know we all do. It was great competition. I expected to see so many more trees hit, and we didn't see that. We really saw some really, really, really good golf. So thank you all for being there. Thank you for what you put on there. It was fabulous time this weekend. Wonderful weather as well. I want to thank Brian Trahan for stepping up and filming
thanks,
again.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, David Froon, for coming in on the championship round and helping out there as well. We really appreciate everybody who steps up and helps us behind the scenes, and we don't want to forget you. Thank you so much for that. And my last part of this 2 minutes is going to be kind of a shout out to Hemi, and I guess a little pat out to myself on the back and the rest of this team. We've only been doing this 6 months, and in 6 months we've now crowned 6 champions of each division, from the Masters to the females to the juniors to the advanced to the intermediate and now the rec division. And in that time, this small little thing that we've been doing, we've raised over $4,000 for these guys to play for in each division, and
Wow.
it's amazing. So shout out to Hemi and the job that the team has been doing. Thank you so much. Other than that, also this whole month that I just got pointed out that we ended up getting over 20,000 views.
Woo!
Nice.
In the last few. So sorry. But yeah, I just wanted to say that in this last 2 minutes. So thank you all that have helped this show progress like this, and it's just been incredible. And before I leave, I'd be remiss if I didn't shout out to LSD Disc and for their sponsorship over this weekend, and also for their incredible disc that they're putting out, that he's given us the first 50 off the press. 25 of the what we're going to be having is a Fling Show Fatty Putter, and then we're also going to be having our Wabi Sabi mid-range, which y'all all have already had in your hands and throwing. So thank you so much, Travis, for that. Matter of fact, we have the mid-range right here. It's a gift for David, but we are going to have them done artistically by David for sale, putting those up for you folks. So look for those coming soon. What else you got, Dave?
That's about it. Yeah, this is my blank canvas. We got a couple of boxes of these, and I'm going to see what I can do with those here in the coming weeks. Got some artwork to do. Anyway, no, this weekend was really fun. It was great vibes all around. I enjoyed my time with these guys, 16 guys and a couple of friends here and there, and one of them, I guess after he got knocked out, I heard he made a valiant comeback, talking about Travis. Anyway, I got to hang out with Travis, and then one of his buddies that I'd pretty much just met this weekend ends up taking down the bragging rights. So you're gonna be with that one for a while. So welcome, Jordan. Thanks for coming tonight. Jordan Kessner, the winner of the rec division.
Yes, sir.
for the
Congratulations,
McKinley
Jordan.
Fling Show
Way to go, sir. Way to go, sir.
extravaganza thingy.
That was awesome.
Good playing.
Yes, sir. Well, I've had the opportunity beforehand. I think I'm the only one here sitting at the table who's played with you before. You and I have been paired up in a couple of minis as well. So to be honest with you, with this bracket, we all had favorites, and somebody thought somebody was going to win. But I think, and you know as well as I do in the rec division, anybody can win on any given day. And I think you found that out this weekend. What did you think about the competition, the event, and the competitors that you faced in the finals?
I got to tell you, you expect somebody not to play well and just to have a bad day. And I feel like from not just our card, from the first round to the second round, it seemed like everybody brought it. Everybody wanted it. It's not every day that the rec division gets a chance to play for cash. And I think that chance, well, and bragging rights, right? But I think that chance to just win it all a different style. Everybody came in for the first time with a different mentality, and it kind of showed. And I had somebody send me a message joking around about Fernando, and I got to tell you, he was probably my toughest competitor. I mean, Fernando showed up lights out. I'm sitting there going back and forth. I feel like I'm playing one of the best rounds I've ever played at Northside, and man, it came down to the last 3 or 4 holes, and it just was incredible. I'm texting my friends the whole time while I'm playing, just going, "This guy's playing lights out. What do I do? This is the best round of my life." And so it went on to the next round with Jesus, and it just, even in the championship round, I mean, such a different style of play. But what makes it is all the competitors, because I think everybody's ready and wants to play at intermediate, wants the bragging rights, or you wouldn't be playing in these tournaments. And the fact that you had 16 guys that all, to me, could play intermediate no problem it was a blast. It was a total blast. Thank you very much for having us and putting that on. We couldn't do it without you.
Yeah, thanks for playing. It was great watching the competition, because I watched you, I guess, in the end of the bracket, the last part of it, and I watched your last 2 matches and saw you kind of build momentum. But the funny thing was, the very first match, they were talking about, somebody made the comment, that's why they call it rec, and somebody missed the putt. And I saw some putting woes early in the matches, and from you, and you cleaned it up, man. It's a good comeback. Way to bounce back from, kind of losing your confidence to winning the trophy. So
Absolutely.
good putting your mental side.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I saw from you. It was really a really good, solid mental approach to it.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like if I could just play my game, that I had a chance. And again, first round, I thought I played my best. I felt like I really didn't have it, but it started, being down 3 after 4 holes to Jesus. I just was like, man, this is brutal. The long stretch, and Travis was like, just play your game. That's all you can do. Just play your game, and kind of did that. I think the next hole, Jesus off the box hit a tree, and I was like, okay. You see a little gap, you see a window, and just kind of built off that momentum, and didn't feel like I had my best or played my best, to be honest with you. Try to be consistent, try to just play smart, have good up shots, not do anything dumb, and make some putts. And so been working a lot on my putting lately, trying to kind of step up. Travis and I had a little bet on who would hit 900 first. And I think for both of us, putting's been an issue. And so been working hard on it, and I think it kind of paid off, especially at the end.
Okay, I got a question about that last round when you talk about the strategy. Now it's changed to a skins match, and you already know that there's a little bit different because you first 2 rounds are match play. So now we're in the skins round, and now in the skins round, who draws first to tee off? You do. And I'm just asking you, were there a little bit of nerves there? Because it seems to me that I find now that we've done this 6 times is that while people like to play confident and a little loose, there seems to be some nerves built up in there. And my follow-up to that is talk about what it was like coming down to those last 5 or 6 holes, especially the moment Reef hit that shot.
Yeah, it's you go onto a course you've never played before. He gave me some good advice. He was like, I definitely play it before you. It's like, oh, this is tomorrow. What am I going to do? So I spent about 40 minutes walking the course. I went off of his layout, kind of visualized a shot, walked to the brought a putter just to mess around at the end, but kind of just visualized what I would do, having no clue, and was hoping at least off the first box that I'd get to see somebody else throw and kind of know what we were going to do. So when Hemi had me first off the box on the first hole, yeah, there were jitters to say the least, and you could probably tell by the drive that there were some jitters. So same way with, I think, hole 2 and hole 3. So yeah, new course, was a little nervous going in, and then you see other people kind of doing the same thing. I felt like, let's be honest, I thought Judah was a little nervous. I thought Will was a little nervous. I think it showed, and I don't know if I fed off of that, but you saw, as I started kind of rough, I saw some others kind of missing some putts that they needed to make, and other people still push. But mentally, it said, okay, I think everybody's kind of got the nerves and going into this. And so as time led on and we got in and we got going, I started settling in a little bit, and I felt like I started pushing a lot, and was like, okay, it seems like it's me and somebody else. That means I'm right there to kind of take one. Had a few decent drives where had a 40, 50 foot run, close, didn't make it, ended up pushing, but just said, I think I've got this, and ended up having a great drive the next hole and got 3 skins and went up. And, it was push, push, push. I think maybe one hole was one outright. Everything else was 3 or 4 at a time. So you kind of know that swing's coming. Somebody's going to hit. I'm down 3. Will's got a great game and has a great shot. And, but also thought, okay, if Reef or Judah hits it, that puts Judah at 4, and there's still going to be 3 left, and that can tie. And so when we got into hole 18 but 15 on the card, everybody had a bad drive except Will. Right? It was a 3 skin hole, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, whatever happens, someone needs to push with them, just get something decent off the box, and everybody kind of duffs it except Will. And right then I kind of knew, okay, I'm in trouble, I think it affected my next shot, because as I stepped up to throw a little mid-range, all I thought to myself was just 15 to 20 out and you're fine, 15 to 20 out and you're fine. And I threw it low and left it about 70 out. So when Reef threw before me, throws pass, and he ducks it again. So he's 2 now. He's probably 150 out. I throw my second one, I'm 70 out. Judah throws, he's got to be 100 out. So we're all sitting
the trees.
yeah, we're all sitting 70 plus out for par, right? And Will, steps up, throws his it was to the right side where the trees and the shrubs were, about 15 out from the basket. You could see he'd have to nestle in a little bit, but this was Will's hole. And I kind of looked at Reef and just said, "You got to make it. You got to make it." And I mean, just no expression, throws it like just as a laser, as hard as you could throw from, I want to say 150 out. And I mean, it couldn't have hit the basket any more center of the basket in chains. I mean, it was unbelievable. And of course, I feel bad for Will. I jumping up and down, kind of gave some screams and thought, okay, worst case, I got a chance. And then, you could see what it did to Will, and it got in his head a little bit, and he ended up going. I know he still went strong. Did he go strong side? I think he went strong side, but he ended up with the chain out at 15, and it went to Reef. And what can I say? I mean, I hate seeing it, but right then I knew, okay, don't do anything dumb, and you got it in the bag.
Yep. Yeah, that was it.
Thank you, Reef.
Sure. How do you feel, back on the topic of nerves? How was the experience of having, 2 old guys walking around filming you on Facebook?
I loved it. That made it. We don't get that. We never get that. And I'll be honest. It was awesome. I absolutely loved it. I felt like it calmed me down towards the end. It was like having so Treg, Travis, and Kyle and I mean, I don't think you can talk more smack to each other and owe each other more in losses than we all owe each other, because we bet for fun of it, but nobody ends up paying each other. But we sit there and we go back and forth, and there's always someone in your ear, to be honest with you. And it's not we get mad at each other, but I felt like that's what it was. And y'all were back there. I kind of had you tuned out, like I have to tune them out. And, it honestly didn't bother me. And when you threw a good shot, I'll be honest, it kind of, you built on it with you guys there.
Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't take a moment to let you impart some wisdom upon the next people who play in match play, because as you know, we have as we've gone through all these match plays, we've seen scenarios come and go. We try to impart that before we start the tournament. You ended up having a part in that as well on the last hole, not quite understanding what was kind of going on. So can you kind of give your thoughts about A, what you were thinking then, and B, once you find out where you were and what you should have done?
Yeah, in my head, you think you know the game. I read the rules. I probably went over them once a day for the week just to go, okay, what are you missing? Some strategies. And understood everything. So I thought, and on the last hole, I thought to myself, all you got to do is push, right? You don't need to win. Anybody wins outright other than Will, I'm in good shape. And I kind of shanked one out to the right. I had distance on it, but 100 or so out. And Will kind of did the same thing. And all I kept telling myself was, if you birdie, if you drill this thing, you push it, right? It's over. You're walking away with the victory. And, I just assumed it was over, and not thinking about the part, well, they still got a chance on a push. What are you doing? And so I stepped up there and trying to drain it from 100 out, thinking this was the best way to seal my fate, and almost cost myself a lot of heartache, not realizing that push would have carried Will over to me in the playoffs. So, it's definitely a different style. Your mindset, especially with testosterone, is I always want to go for it, right? Laying up's probably the hardest thing for a lot of people to do. And so you want to win, you want to go for it. But yeah, I almost could have cost myself the tournament by a dumb move.
Well, yeah, it was great play. It was a smart play. It was fun to watch. I got to watch your last 2 rounds. Great getting to know you too. And I know you mentioned doing some filming with us, and that'd be incredible. We'd love to.
Absolutely. Let me know.
We'd like to get this stuff. We're going to be doing this this bazaar coming up at the end of the month on Halloween. And we're going to try to film as many shots as we can on that. It's an ace race. So
Awesome.
Fun event for the family. So you're welcome to come to that. But great
Absolutely.
play. Great getting to know you. And congratulations once again. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for spending the time.
Pleasure's all mine. Thank you so much, guys. Great job.
Our new Wall of Famer right there.
That's
Mr.
right.
Jordan
Number
Kastner,
six. Is that
number
six?
six on the
All right.
Wall of Fame of the Fling Show. Congratulations, sir. Well played. I look forward to you and I playing another round again as well.
Absolutely. 2020 is not so bad. Thanks, guys.
You bet. All right. Thanks,
man.
sir. You bet.
Wow. That was amazing.
It was. I knew that there were some parts of that we hadn't seen before. And literally, I remember when he shot shot.
Tell me the scenario again.
Okay, what ended up happening there, the carryover was enough on that last hole that if there was still a push, there were still enough carryovers that Will would have tied Travis.
Going into the final two holes.
Well, going to the final hole.
Final hole.
The last hole, had Will made that shot and won that hole, he would have tied Travis and Skins. And then they would have played off of first place. So Will needed Judah to win that hole outright, and then force Will to make it. Because if he would have pushed him, then those holes still carry over. They would have had to play it out because there was enough holes to affect first, second, and then there was enough holes obviously to affect second and third as well. And it would affect all of them. They all would have played continuously, but only Will and Jordan would have been playing for first and second. Yeah. Although second, third, and fourth would have all been up for grabs had he hit that and pushed that hole. Yeah. If he didn't realize that going in, I was like, dude, you just need to let Judah win this hole and you win. And he didn't think about that. Now, I told him after the shot, because just to be fair to everyone, I don't try to play favorites to anybody. So I did tell him after the shot, you have to do your mathematics. So really kind of think about those things moving forward. But anyway, It was exciting. It was awesome. That shot Reef hit, I almost came out my shoes. He was having a terrible day. He felt awful, and when he hit that thing, I think we all yelled and screamed.
It was the kind of shot like if you just built a basket and you're gonna see how much it'll take. It was like as hard as you can throw a disc.
Amen to that.
It was such a cool moment, and to be for Reef to have that moment. He needed it, man. He was having a rough day, He was blue. Yeah. And I hope he had fun, man. I hope he had fun, Reef.
I agree with Jordan's assessment about Judah also. I got to do Judah's almost every one of his – I did do every one of his matches. And his putting, and I told you, I think I said that at the beginning of the round, was really, really solid. Mm-hmm. But you did see him hit basket
Deceleration,
after basket,
man.
Decelerating.
And that's the thing I saw over and over was it coming nose down, just a couple inches low. Mm-hmm. And then a couple of even, really decelerated ones that missed everything from in close. I saw a lot of that. Yeah. But it did get cleaned up until the 18 when he missed that putt. And that would have pushed it. Yep. And that was deadly.
Yeah, that was it.
But it's so exciting to watch. I'm telling you, I watched 7 rounds of golf yesterday, I think.
After walking 3 rounds of golf ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, all right, before we close the show, we have an incredible event that's going to be coming up. I know Hemi's been reiterating this about we're calling it the Fling Halloween. And it's going to be December 31st at Woods Edge Church. October 31st.
December, you said?
Did I say December?
Yeah, we pushed it back to December.
Yeah, Halloween's actually December this year, folks. It's because of COVID, just so you know. Anyway, we'll let him fill you in on the details. The details of the event go as follows.
Well, we've got just signed on for one of our vendors is Susan Macalusa. She's going to be there with her tie-dye stuff and my favorite towels, which I haven't had one in a while. I need to restock. And
he leaves them everywhere.
And Nate will be there, and I think we talked to Jay and Lucky Ace Discs will be there. And I wanted to mention them earlier too because we saw so much of their product everywhere. It's really good to see.
Shirts everywhere.
Congrats on on the success of the local campaign there, Jay. You're doing great, man. You're killing it with your vibe, man. We appreciate what you do. and look forward to working with you. So yeah, it's an ace race. It's $10. Half of it goes to charity. The other half goes to pay out the people that hit the aces. And we'll also have people. We want you to bring your homemade basket and dress it up for Halloween, or create something weird, and then maybe you'll get worst catcher. We're gonna have prizes, and I'm making some trophies for this. And they're these wire sculptures that are gonna be I'm gonna do 3, so it's gonna be best in show for the homemade basket, best catcher, and I'm thinking like weirdest is a good category. Anyway, so that's that. Come on out.
We've got 5 baskets already counted for. We're looking for 4 more. So anyone who's interested in decorating a basket or has a basket they'd like to go ahead and
Chris Fennell's doing one.
okay, so now we got 3.
Yeah.
So we need 3 now. So we got 3 baskets that we need someone to step up and decorate for us. Please get a hold of myself, Hemi, or Meredith, or Matt, and we'll get you the details about when we're going to need them, because I do believe that we're going to be teeing off. Our first tee time is going to be at 10 o'clock, and we will run probably till about 4:30, 5 o'clock. This should be a quick. These are all ace run holes.
Mm-hmm.
These are
play
all
as many times as you want. You
Yes.
know, pay extra, but you still get to play.
Kids are free
play it
to a
again,
certain
play
age.
it twice.
Yes.
If you need to, and we'll have a family package deal, and so it'll be very affordable for families. We're hoping that you bring your kids and have some fun. I'm going to bring my boys,
And we're going to donate discs to the church, so they're going to have the discs for the kids to play at the church, because what we've heard is there's over 6,000 members from Tim Martin, and I believe Tim Martin and Ken Bosch are both members of that church. Thank y'all so much, especially Mr. Martin, for getting us into the church itself. It's going to be a beautiful piece of property, a good fun day. Going to try to get some treats for the kids as well. So y'all come on out, tea times. We'll have all that information being posted here on the Fling Show, and we'll spread the word for everyone here shortly.
And there will be lessons too. There are little quick tips on how to throw. Meredith's going to help us out. Matt's going to help us out.
From the 2 pros here. Not from the rest.
Trying to steer people away from Chris on that.
I can teach you how to hit trees and miss putts to the left.
No, Chris got good form. He can throw a disc.
Like me.
So that's the Fling Halloween. That's what we're calling
It's
it.
the Fling Halloween this year.
Now my 2 baskets are coming along, and I realized that looking at the preview there, I actually did it. I didn't think I was going to do both, and now there's going to be an eyeball and a giant pumpkin.
The pumpkin's going to be incredible. It looks like an engineering piece of work of art. The thing is ginormous. It's in his garage and takes up half of it. He got the parts from like 15 different things that he just couldn't throw away. It's going to be amazing. Trust me. Y'all got to come out. Just to see the basket, you got to come see this thing.
My neighbor, I was getting in the car to come here, and he's like, "Where's the pumpkin?" He's like, he wants to play. He goes, "Can I play on it anytime once you get it set up?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll have putters in there. Come on, play." He wants to set up a course, a sculpture course in my neighborhood. But anyway, we're looking forward to that, and hope we have some fun. I'm gonna run at it. I'll be throwing my $10 in.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, before we leave tonight, we want to thank everybody, especially the significant others of the Fling Show, all the wives, the husbands. Thank y'all all so much for your support. We couldn't do it without you, and we love you. Thank you so much, and everyone have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.